It's Trinesha Catrell, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to First Love Yourself, where love, life, and Christ combine. I am so grateful to have you here on this journey of self-discovery and self-love with me. In today's video, we are going to talk about crushing it. But before we get started, if you're new here, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on more uplifting, empowering content like this. So get comfortable because we are about to get into it. Let's go. So, crushing it. Earlier today, I'm going to tell you this story. Earlier today, I was getting ready to head to work. And as I started to walk towards my car, there's this snake there, a serpent. And I literally almost stepped on the head of a snake. It kind of felt a little symbolic. Some people are going to say I'm reaching. Okay, I get it. But earlier in the morning, I was having this conflicting feeling about being the best version of myself. I was thinking about a lot of the mistakes and the choices that I made in the past, maybe even lately. And some of the things that I have done have not been the best of decisions. It's not like I've done something horrible, but I also haven't done things to the best of my ability. And, I know we all make mistakes. I know we're human. We will all have missteps and things like that, of that sort. And I have been feeling really guilty lately, like, God, can you forgive me? God, can you still use me? God, is it okay? Like, are you still going to use me to help your people, to serve your people? Am I still going to be blessed or covered? And I only say that because at some point when I made the bad decision, I could feel God's hand removed. And I started to feel like, okay, if God's hand's removed, I know I can't make it through this life without him. I don't know what I'm going to do. And then not only that, but because of all the purpose that he's given me, I'm like, I don't want to miss out on my purpose because of a bad decision. I want to make the best decision that I possibly can for my life. And I have been feeling really guilty lately, which is all the adversary. I have been feeling like maybe my purpose isn't good enough, or maybe I'm not going to be able to help anybody, or maybe I'm not helping anybody. I just started to feel like maybe I'm not doing enough in life. I started to really feel like maybe I'm not reaching my fullest potential. Maybe I'm not pushing myself far enough. Maybe I just kept feeling all of these things lately, just like I'm not doing enough, or that I'm gonna miss the things that I am supposed to be doing. And all of the guilt, all of the things that I have been feeling lately have made me feel like maybe God can't use me anymore. And it's so funny that I would even think that, because I'm the one who always on these videos says God can use anybody. Because he really can. He can use the saint, he can use the sinner, he can use every single thing, leaving nothing left. And when I almost stepped on the head of this serpent earlier, it felt metaphorical. It was physically about to happen, and it also felt metaphorical, because it was almost as if it was like a wink from God, like, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter the choices that you made in the past. It doesn't matter what misstep, mistake. It doesn't matter how many things that you've done wrong, how many times you've missed the mark. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you're my child. What matters is that I still love you. What matters is that I can use everything. Sometimes we forget that no matter what the choices are that we make in life, God never expects us to be perfect. He expects us to be intentional. And if you are intentional, you're doing everything you can. Even if I only reach one person on this video who really needs inspiration, who really does need to know that they're not alone, I've served in my purpose. I'm here because God wants me to be here. Not just for, views or anything like that, although it is good to get more views, because then it could reach more people, and maybe there might be other people that I can help as well, God willing, And also, I think it's important for us to understand that we're not going to be perfect. So I've met really nice men, in this season of my life. And as I'm going through this season, I realized sometimes it's me. Sometimes I'm the person who's just holding back, who's pulling away, who is, and it's so weird because you could feel healed completely, and something will happen that will trigger you, or something will happen that will make you feel some certain type of way, or you don't even realize that it's something that you brought with you in the season of your life. I Some of the really nice men that I've met, like in the beginning, I would just push men away because I was like, I wasn't ready. Now that I'm in a stage in my life where I feel ready, and it's so weird because I hear conflicting things. I'll hear some people say, you're not going to be completely healed. And I understand that, not in every area. And that God will grace a person to be a part of your life to help you heal. I don't know how true that is, but I hope that's true. I hope that the person God sends into my life, the people that God allowed to be a part of my life, I pray that they have the patience, the grace to be able to allow me a space where I could heal in certain areas where I may be struggling without feeling like I'm not perfect. Although I'm not perfect. And I don't want anyone to think that I'm like just this perfect person that never makes a mistake. I I really have a lot of pain that I did not realize was there. And it's so weird because until you get into a certain situation, like literally through this whole season, God just keep teaching me things right and left. I keep feeling like, oh yeah, I got it. I understand this level. And God's like, okay, you want to go to the next level? Go ahead. You got to make it through this. And I will start doing something. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm nowhere near ready for this level. And God's like, exactly. Just kidding. But then he slows it down because he's taking you through the process for a reason. We keep trying to rush to do things in life like we're missing out on something. But like I always say, if you get something prematurely, it is not a blessing. That is a curse. That is horrible. That's the opposite of whatever a blessing is. And I want to receive a full blessing, not a curse. I haven't been going to counseling for the last 3 weeks, but I plan on going tomorrow morning. So I'm hoping that tomorrow when I talk to the counselor, I can tell them some of the things that I've been struggling with lately. And I haven't been mean or rude to the men that I met, but I still feel a barrier. Like I don't feel like I could see myself be a little vulnerable, maybe not a little vulnerable, but I could feel myself about to feel emotions or whatever else, and I could feel myself just completely tense. My whole body shuts down. Like from my mind starts overthinking to my body just feeling like like I literally feel like I'm caught in a whirlwind of emotion out of nowhere, and like I can't move. I feel like paralyzed, you know? And I don't know if that's normal, but I'm just telling you my truth. And so I'm hoping that tomorrow when I talk to the therapist about it, that she'll be able to give me some insight on what's going on, help me figure out like the root of everything, because I honestly didn't think I would meet a person who would be patient enough to let me be myself, give me a space to actually feel comfortable being who I am and not try to make me be somebody else. I didn't know that I would meet a person who would not completely not judge me or like be patient, and really intentional or consistent. I thought that was urban legend. Just kidding. No, I know those people exist, but seriously, like when you haven't seen it, it's like, interesting. It's not like, oh, okay. It's like, interesting. And so I'm just kind of like, so confused. I don't, and not confused in like the I don't know what direction to go kind of way, and like the I thought I was completely healed, never ever gonna make any kind of relational mistakes ever again, and just always be on a straight and narrow, know exactly every step that I'm gonna take, be able to combat every test, know how to just maneuver through this whole thing called life, besides other things. I just thought, like, in the relationship space, because I was healing or healed in a lot of areas, that I was fine. And until you get in the field, like in until you get in these streets, you really don't know how you are. And I really want to make sure that I treat people who God allowed to be a part of my life the right way. I don't want them to have to pay for anything that I went through in the past. I don't want them to feel like they're constantly being judged when they have done absolutely nothing wrong. And it's really not a other people thing. It's really a me thing. It has absolutely nothing to do with the person. And I feel comfortable. I don't feel like I'm uncomfortable and I have like some kind of huge red flag or some kind of yellow light flashing or anything like that that's making me feel like I need to run. Something just makes me feel like it's it's just the past stuff. And it's not even so funny because a lot of people think, oh, it's because of relationships. You're talking about because something happened in an old relationship. When I say relationships, I mean family, I mean friends, I mean anything that happened in your childhood. All of those things are things that can trigger you or really make you clam up or feel paralyzed. And sometimes we don't understand that those things really affect our future like that. The reason why I feel so is not because of a romantic relationship, it's because of childhood stuff. And it's so weird because you get triggered by the weirdest things. I don't know if I'm the only person that feels that way, but it'll literally be something so weird that doesn't even have anything to do with it, but it'll be like a memory replaying in your brain of something that happened a long time ago. And it'll just make you feel like, oh my goodness, And it's just so strange. It just feels, I mean, this is normal. That's what happens when you have things that happen in the past. It's not just like you talk about it one time and all of a sudden you're healed. No, you have to constantly keep working at these things to be a better person, to learn, to grow, to be able to deal with it, to be able to let the right people in. You can't just be healed on day one. This is a process and it takes real work, hard work. I'm not just like I woke up and rolled over one day and all of a sudden I was healed. Like, no, I really had to put foot to pavement. I really had to read books. I really had to pray a lot. I had to be in my Bible. I had to be in church and Bible study. I had to really spend personal time with God. I had to hire a therapist and go to therapy every other week. I really had to be intentional. I had to say all of the things, speak all of the things that are not as if they are. I really had to go dive right into every single childhood traumatic event, anything that happened to me in the past, any relationship that I may have been hurt in, or, and when I say hurt, these are relationships that I was really young in. And like I said, my relationship definition is any person that you're in relationship with, like family, friend, romantic, whatever. So I I really had no idea how hurt I was or how damaged I am until this week. And it's not funny. For those of you that don't know, I laugh in awkward situations. So don't bring me in no place where you can't laugh because I'm going to look weird as I don't know what. And it's okay. I don't care about being judged. But I'm just letting you know ahead of time because that's my little awkward thing that I do. But yeah, You really think you're healed until you test it the right way. And then you're like, woof, what? And like I said, I don't treat anybody badly. I don't say anything mean. I'm not being disrespectful or anything like that. It's literally like I'm frozen. Like, I'm so worried about the decisions that I'm going to make because of mistakes that I've made in the past that I can't move. I can't, like, I feel paralyzed. I want to be able to take a step forward. I want to be able to do all these things in life. And it's like this overwhelming analysis paralysis. Like, I mean, it's so bad. And I don't know where it came from. And I feel like God is just teaching me so much in this season about myself. And I just want to be able to be a better person. I want to be able to do the things that I need to do. I want to be able to have the best life that I could possibly have with the best friends that I could possibly have, with the best family relationships that I could have, with the best romantic partner that God can bless me with. Not my will, but His will be done. Any person that God enters into my life, I want it to be for a lesson. And I want them to teach me something about myself, and I want to learn and grow. And I want the type of marriage. I know marriage sounds like you like, really? I always talk about this. I like to, prophesy over my, just speak life into the things that I visualize for the future. When I meet this guy, whatever happens in life, right? This man is we're going to be an example of the kingdom of God. It's going to be a reflection of what God would want. Already said too much. But anyways, sometimes you really have to look within. You really have to say, what is it that you need to do to be a better person? Are you willing to grow? Are you really willing to expand? You have to be real with yourself. Don't just lie to yourself and say, okay, I'm healed. I'm good. I don't have no problems. I'm all right. You got to really be like, I'm really struggling in this area. Sometimes I call on God. I'm like, God, I'm really struggling. I need you, because I do. I can't do it without Him. I can't. I really need God to help me, because I want to be the best version of myself. And I'm going to do a little shameless plug for my friend, Coach Milka. She is doing a creative solutions thing today at 6:30. And it's about growing and being a better person. So if you really truly want to be better, if you really truly want to expand, if you really truly want to learn, if you want to do all of these things, you should really join this training. On Instagram is at Coach Milka. And I pulled it up on my phone. I don't know if it's going to allow me to show you on here. But on my story today, I posted it. Just in case I don't put it in the bottom. But this is her information. And it's today at 6:30. So make sure that you go out and support her, because it's going to be amazing. I'm all about growing. I'm all about learning. Like I said, I love learning. I want to be the best version of myself. And if you want to be the best version of yourself, you have to be willing to do things like that. You have to be willing to be real with yourself, to go to God. You have to really say, I'm really struggling in this area, and ask for help. Stop trying to do it alone. Nobody expects you to do it alone. I know people say, well, it'll make me look weak if I ask for help. No, it'll make you look weak if you try to handle it alone and destroy yourself in the process. Ask for help. It's okay. I promise you it's okay. Ask your family members, your friends, ask, hire a therapist, hire a life coach. Do the things that you have to do, because you really need to be intentional with your life to be able to grow, to be able to learn, and to be able to allow the right people in. And the only way to do that is to really, really be intentional and to do the hard work. That's how you crush it. You crush it by really being the best version of yourself. You can't let anything stand in your way. I know life gets difficult. but know that it's going to be okay. You got this. You really do. So if you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good afternoon.